So I recently found myself in need of an infrared thermometer, and I picked up this model from ThermoPro. This is a popular Amazon brand. I'm sure they're sold other places, but if you're looking on Amazon, these guys are very popular, and they offer really competitively priced temperature measuring equipment. And I've had a few of their products in the past, and while they're not super high end or super reliable, if you take care of them, they do last, and they seem more than accurate enough for my needs. The brand is easy to confuse with ThermoPen, which is a sort of high-end American brand and American made as well, that makes similar measuring equipment. But I think I paid about $17 or $18 for this on a pretty heavy discount. I don't know if it was Black Friday or what, but something like that. This is mainly for use with a pizza oven and other sort of cooking. I didn't need anything fancy, so I picked this one up. Features are pretty standard. You see 1.5% plus or minus accuracy, which is more than enough for my need. Backlight, which was very necessary for me, because I tend to use these at night or in the dark or whatever. F and C, so Fahrenheit, Celsius selector. That's not really a feature. That's a very standard at this point. Not too much else, but if you're interested in the features or the emissivity or something like that, there you go. You could just pause it. Batteries are included, which is very useful for me. There's a little manual, which you don't really have to get too much into. There's some specifics about how to use the device, but that's more about if you really need maximum like accuracy out of this, which I certainly don't. Here's the device itself. It's just a small handheld, plasticky. You open it up right here. It's a little confusing, but you pop that open. There's the two batteries, two AAA batteries. Again, those are included. Nice, satisfying snap shut. A little bit of sort of instructions here about the spot size versus the distance and how that can affect your usage. There is a little bit laser pointer, which we'll see. The laser pointer can be turned on and off, which will save the battery life. And then here is the temperature range. It's a little hard to pick up, but basically this will work from negative 58 degrees F up to 1,022 degrees F. That's basically negative 50 C up to 550 degrees C. Here's the little device, little display on the device. It's really simple. There's 3 buttons. When you push the trigger, which is I guess the 4th button, it turns on, and you could hold it. You'll get the temperature rating, and then you could switch the mode between average, max, min, and that's if you were to hold it and scan it, you would be able to measure that right there. See, the min is not changing, but if I hold it over here, the average will change as what you're aiming at changes. Makes sense. Backlighting, you can turn it on and off. You can go, if you hold this, you can go from Celsius to Fahrenheit, or back and forth. And then the main feature here is you have your laser pointer, can turn on or off. And this is just because when you're aiming this thing, it's hard to see where it's going. Laser pointer obviously helps out with that. You don't need it all the time, so you can hold it, you press it, and go back and forth with it. Right here, it's working with no laser pointer. So as far as the base features go, this thing is great. It does exactly what I needed to do, and it changes temperature. It seems to work really well. We'll do a little bit more testing to see how it works under a variety of conditions. But I could say within the first couple hours, I was immediately saying, yes, this is exactly what I needed. I'm happy I didn't spend more on it. And maybe it won't last as long as a higher end model. It won't be as waterproof. It won't be as accurate. But for me, I just need to say, is this pizza oven 500 degrees or 700 degrees? That's really hard to judge without some sort of device like this. So right now, so far, super happy with it. Okay, so we just turn on this stove and we could see, just gotta watch this thing go up in temperature and we'll see it in action. It's a kind of obvious test. We don't know how hot this is supposed to be, so it's not an ideal test. Again, that's why you would test with boiling water or freezing cold water, something like that. But we could just see how it works over time, see the average rising, the scan temperature is rising as the inside the icebox. You could see, you could aim it here. Good temperatures there. And you're doing this for a food safety purpose. You could see, are you in your right temperature range? Seems good. And basically what we're seeing now is that this thing also works at lower temperatures. So it doesn't only work as temperatures rising. We can get into the colder areas of the freezer and see that this is working as we expect. So you have an Ooni pizza oven. You're really going to want one of these infrared thermometers, and they really help you measure the temperature inside the pizza oven. It can be really hard to judge based on look alone. So I've had this going just for about 20 minutes now. Everything else is open. See, there's some temperature building up, but not a whole lot. Can't really feel much over here. If I turn this guy on, shoot inside, let's get that laser so a little bit more accurate. In the back, we see about 370. If we hit the actual box where the stove is, where the heat is, 640, whatever, but you're not cooking it on that thing. You're cooking it over here, 350. So that is not a lot. This is gonna need some more time. Also, this is using standard cowboy style charcoal, so like wood lump charcoal. Okay, so I've got some wood in there. It's been about 5 minutes, so it should be cranking. I've had it covered in the front to capture the heat, so it should be nice and warm at this point. See, we got some fire going there. Let's lower this a little bit and see what we're looking at. Some nice flame. Clearly this thing should be getting the temperature. We'll shoot this into the back. Turn that laser on, and now we're on the deck in the back. 480, 500, much better. The roof is even hotter than that. So at this point, it's not quite up to temperature, but it's definitely better than where it was. So on the whole, I've been a big fan of this ThermoPro TP30 infrared thermometer. Again, it's not super well made. It feels a little bit light and a little bit plasticky. I'm sure it's not going to last as much as a pro grade device from Thermopen or some other high-end company, but for what it cost me and for what I needed to do, which is, measure the temperature of my grill and maybe, some engine components or something very simple, it really is working out well. I've been quite happy with the purchase, and it's really doing the job nicely. So recommend this one for any sort of a home use or sort of general activity where you don't need a pro grade tool. Been quite a good deal and definitely getting the job done. Thanks for watching.